Are you excited about spring as much as I am? Well, I actually had a booth at the Early Spring Boutique this last weekend, and the DIYs in this video are in preparation for that event. So I hope you enjoy, and there'll be some footage at the end as well as how it turned out. So I got these candle holders on the classifieds. I got them brand new for 2 cases for I think $20, and I'm just taking some white chalk paint from Folk Art and putting some baking soda in with it to give it texture. So you just want to make sure, you could use an old candle holder and just make sure to clean it really well before you paint it. And I'm just going back and forth on it to give it the texture look. So I painted it once and let it dry, and then on the second coat I did a more textured look to it, but that's how it kind of looks. And you can add more baking soda if you want heavier texture as well. And I'm just adding more on here. I think this is my second coat. Here we go, there's the second coat. So this is going to be a little bit more textured here, and just kind of, you can dab it, you could do lines, you can do anything you want to give it the texture and style that you're going for. And on this one I gave it more texture. And now that that is dry, I am going to do a stamp. It's those IOD stamps that you can get on Etsy, and I'm just taking some black Folk Art paint and chalk paint and covering it with the brush lightly so it's not saturated, and then just lining it up onto the jar. And do the middle first, press the middle down and then around, and then just kind of gradually lift up to see if it's on there. So now on another one, I thought it would be cute to do the tissue paper technique and do these cute botanical flowers on them. And you just cut the tissue paper as close as you can, and I've aligned them here how I want them. And so now I'm just getting some Mod Podge, and I shouldn't have put it on the back of the tissue because it could rip really easily. So you want to put it on the glass first and then put the paper on top of the Mod Podge, and then lay it flat and get any bubbles out with your fingers, and then put a coat of the Mod Podge over it. It's easier than doing it how I just did it. So here you'll see I'm just measuring where it's going to be, and I just put that Mod Podge on the glass first and then put the paper on top. And using your brush like that makes it a lot easier to line it up. And then you just put a coat over that. And I was just trying to be careful not to get it all, the Mod Podge all over, because that will smooth out your surface. So you just want to put it on to where you're going to put the flowers. And I think it turned out really cute. So now on each of them I'm going to be putting some twine, and I put the tan colored twine, the natural, on one of each of the ones that I did. I did 4 of them. And then I did a different color on the other one. So this one I'm just wrapping it around several times, and then the last one I kind of crisscrossed over, and you'll see in a minute. And I just hot glued them down in the back. See how I crisscrossed that in the front? Gave it a little decorative look. So now I just found these online, these cute little white flowered ones, and then the boxwood I got at Joann's, and just put that in there. And I think these turned out so cute. So here's the gray twine. I love this color. So I put one on the stamp jar and then one on the botanical jar, so there's one of each color. And I did the same thing, glued it on, and then put flowers in it. So cute.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
For this DIY, it's pretty simple, but I ended up keeping it because I loved it so much. I've got this tin, well, it's galvanized vase pitcher thing. It says flowers on it, and I used to sell this stuff a few years back, and a customer had bought it and never picked it up. So it's been sitting in my stash, and the color just wasn't what I wanted, and so I thought, maybe I could sell this. Well, it turned out so pretty that I ended up keeping it in my living room. I love it. And I love this color from Folk Art chalk paint. It's sheepskin color. If you ever want to try a cream color paint, this is just beautiful. It turned out really cute. And so here, after just one coat, because I wanted to kind of have it look, distressed, so I didn't want it perfect, and so I'm just going through with the sandpaper and getting all the raised edges, and that was it. It turned out beautiful. So now this last project, I had these wood rounds that I found at the thrift store, and they're already painted. I have two of them, but I'm only going to show you one. And it had a little tag on the bottom, so I took that off because they painted over it. And I'm just sanding it down. Now I'm using that Folk Art black chalk paint, which is wonderful. It covers really well. And I gave it one good coat. So now I'm taking a baggie and putting some of the paint in. Now this is not my original idea. I've seen this on several other crafters' videos, but just taking the wood beads and moving them around so that you can get them covered. So just take it out. Be careful, they're not going to roll around or off the table or on your clothes. And then just take a dry paper towel or some kind of a towel to roll it around to get that excess paint off. I love this technique because it's so easy and you don't have to sit and worry about it all coming off. So then you move it over to a piece of paper and let it dry. And so I wanted to get that paint out of the holes, so I'm using this stylus that I got from the Dollar Tree. And after it's all dried, I painted both sides of that round, by the way, and you just start gluing the wood beads wherever you'd like them. I wanted them to kind of stick out to look chunky on the sides. And I originally put it on the side there, but to think about it, you want to go across first and then measure in between that for the other two and go across that way. It makes it a lot easier. So once that's all set and ready to go, you want to set it aside to dry. And now I'm just distressing the grooves on the sides there. I didn't do the beads because I thought they looked really pretty that way. So I'm just distressing all the way around on the edges there. Turned out really cute. And you'll see how I displayed it at the end. So on to the boutique. this is my beautiful daughter Miranda with Randa May Jewelry. She does such a beautiful job, and I will have her link to her Facebook group down below so you can purchase a pair of these original earrings for yourself. I promise you, you will be the only one wearing them and everyone will just love them. So you want to check that out. And here are my jars that I did, and they turned out so cute. I'll have a better picture at the end. But this is my booth, and I had to have my channel out there. And you'll want to watch that video for spring thrift flip, and my hubby in the background. And these are just some items that I pick up and resell, and there those jars are again. So I hope that you enjoyed these jars. You should try it because they turned out so cute. And again, I'll have a few pictures here in just a minute. Well, these projects were so much fun to make, especially for the early spring boutique. I hope that you enjoyed my video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm glad that I took you along with me on this little journey. I hope to have more of these coming this summer, and it hopefully will hit the video as well. So my little family there, and I thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.